Going on an adventure.
What is up, Lockerheads?
Hey guys, what's going on?
We have been buying storage lockers for 4 years as of today. We didn't get our start actually buying storage lockers though. We actually started by garbage picking.
Yep.
And we found some really cool items that helped us be able to buy the storage lockers. And we're going to just show you a few pictures of them right now. And hopefully you guys like those. My personal favorite was that little blue car.
Oh, the little blue car. I love this
with the
one.
yellow wheels. That was my favorite that we found in the garbage. Somebody did a tag sale and then threw out all the stuff that didn't sell.
Yeah.
And we ended up going to the house like 4 or 5 different times.
They packed it really nicely, put them in boxes. It's
Newspaper stuff was
yeah,
packed
they
in
didn't
newspaper.
want it to go in the garbage. They knew pickers would come around.
And we picked all of it up, and we ended up selling everything for like $250, $300 through eBay, and that's what enabled us to save up, because I was in between jobs at the time. So that enabled us to really save up and go to our first live auction, which was 4 years ago today. And let's show you a few pictures of some of the cool items we found in that locker. My favorite items from that locker were the chairs. Well, there was actually 2 lockers on the first day.
Yeah.
The chairs came from the one locker, this $25 small little room we bought.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of the cool jewelry that you saw came from the bigger locker. It was actually in an old suitcase. It was all sterling silver, 14 karat gold, a bunch of costume jewelry. But we showed you a few pictures of the what do you call other stuff. And then we're going to throw in some pictures here and there of me being silly with posing with some of the items. Oh, there was also
chairs. Oh, the chairs. Remember the green chairs?
Some of the other cool stuff that came from the locker with the jewelry was some Freemason stuff that we'll show you right now. We had books, pieces of jewelry.
I know, we had
the necklace thing.
Yeah.
That's actually my Twitter profile pic, is me with it on. After that, we decided to go to another locker auction because we did so well there. We went to Brooklyn and got the worst locker
Oh my god.
that we had for probably the first year. Because we had a pretty good run in our first year of making money. But the second locker we ever bought was in Brooklyn, and there was like 90 people at the auction. And there was only like 10 units. And we ended up winning one for $80. And everything was just disgusting. Nothing was sellable. We sold one toy that the
rocking horse.
That the guy at the auction wanted. We sold it for like $15.
It was definitely a learning experience.
It was a big learning experience to look at the quality and like try and see if stuff is dirty inside the locker. That was one of the biggest things we learned. Even though some of the dirtiest lockers we've ever bought end up being good, but I don't know. It's just a rule of thumb to try and not buy dirty lockers.
Yeah.
And then after that, though, we went a few days later to Ozone Park in Queens to, I think it was a Safeguard.
The big yellow one. Yeah, it's Safeguard.
I think it was Safeguard. It was green and yellow.
It was right by our house too. It wasn't that far.
And I actually embarrassed myself really bad because we won the locker. We paid $440 for the locker, and he goes, "Do you have what are they called? The bolt locks? Did you have a bolt lock?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this isn't my first rodeo." Meanwhile, at Safeguard, they don't have
like regular padlock.
Oh, cylinder lock. It's called a cylinder lock.
Yeah,
It's a
They
little
don't have regular
circle.
padlocks.
It's a little circle lock, and you stick it in the hole and you twist it, and then that's how it
So
locks.
bad. It was
And
so
the
bad.
guy was like, "Man, I shouldn't even sell you this locker because you said that." And it was really embarrassing. And that was actually a really big lesson for us too, though, because when we first got in there, was our first time ever. You know, it was only our fourth locker,
Mhm.
but it was our first time ever noticing that people really do go through the lockers.
Yeah.
Every single box top was ripped open, and there was 3 jewelry boxes where literally the drawers were ripped
Yeah,
out.
there was definitely jewelry in there that we did not get our hands on because they got to it first.
But they did leave behind the Indian costume jewelry, which ended up selling
Oh,
pretty
that
well.
was great.
There was some saris, there was some designer sunglasses, some sneakers, and we ended up making like $3,000, $4,000 off that locker. We're gonna show you some of the pictures right now, though. After that, we had, you know, there was some moderate success here and there.
Yeah, it wasn't like.
We actually went to one locker auction. We bought like 7 units, I believe,
Oh yeah.
and one of them was like this rat-infested room that was there for like
Oh,
6
it was
years.
So bad.
But all the lockers combined made us a really nice profit. But it ended up costing us money that we actually had to get it dumped by the company. They hooked us up and they dumped it for us, so that cost us a few bucks. But it was still really profitable. It was really fun.
Yeah.
And we didn't really have any big score for a while. Like, you know, we had, like I said, moderate success. We buy a room for $200, we make 4 or 5 off of it.
It was slow going at the time, but we knew that next big hit would come.
And at the time, though, Alyssa wasn't working either. We were both doing this full time.
Yeah, I was doing like some side nanny gigs here and there,
But she
it wasn't like.
You weren't doing the full-time nanny gig yet.
Well,
That-
no, I.
No, that came a little later.
Oh, that's right. That's
When
right.
we got the second Indian locker, you were still
Yeah.
with me every day. And we say Indian, we don't mean like Native American. We mean like Indian from India, like with the saris. We paid $250 for this locker, and there was just collections upon collections upon collections.
It was amazing.
This person collected everything, and it was a score. We paid $250. There was 15 or 20 of those Disney music boxes.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
A Derek Jeter autographed baseball.
Yep.
A NASCAR car collection where most of them were autographed.
It was amazing.
There was like 15 or 20 Thomas Kincaid. They were the good prints, like the signed prints.
Oh, and the blankets too. Remember
The
the
Thomas Kincaid blankets.
Oh.
All pottery, like signed pottery that was going for 50 to 100 bucks a piece. My favorite piece of pottery ever that ended up getting smashed into 1,000,000 pieces.
We still have the matching one, but that's also cracked as well.
Yeah, that one cracked. Oh, there was Tiffany plates, like fish plates.
Oh, the fish plates. Oh my god.
There was more sunglasses. There was more stuff like that. There was a ton of saris again.
Yeah.
And we ended up making like $5,000 off that room, which was for us at the time, it was a big hit.
It was great.
I remember we didn't get a locker for a while. We
A little bit of a dry spell.
We also just kind of slacked off because we had a big hit.
Yeah.
We weren't as motivated and dedicated as we are now. we used to like get big hits. When we get a big hit, we'd like take a break for a little while, which was really stupid, and I wish we never would have did. But it's a learning experience. It's hard going from never, I never dreamed of owning my own business or running my own business or.
Yeah, we were still learning how to run a business too. It was so. Everything was learning.
At that point, still for me, it was almost like we were doing this. I was hustling until I found a real job, and so we ended up. I remember my car broke down, and then my other car, my work van broke down, and we had a lot of unforeseen expenses and stuff like that. And we were down literally our last $250, and we went for the. I don't remember if it was the first or second time, but we went to Public Storage in Long Island. No, it was our second time at this facility.
Oh yeah.
And the month before, the month before, there was a big
snowstorm.
No, remember the pipes burst. The fire.
I thought it was from the snowstorm was leaking.
No, it was the pipes burst.
Oh, okay.
No, it was from the snow too, I believe, because the cold and everything.
Yeah.
And whatever it was, there was a huge leak. Huge.
Oh my god, it was so bad. The elevators
But
were
they
out.
did not tell us. Nobody told us, the buyers. Nobody told any of the buyers about this leak until after the auction. Which I had words with the guy about it.
Yep.
If the people didn't pack this stuff, because these people abandoned it after it was destroyed. What happened was, because I talked to the woman whose stuff it was, and they did an insurance claim and said they don't want it. They had money, and they were in the process of moving. So they had their stuff in storage. When the pipe burst, literally everything was soaked.
I mean, it wasn't ruined, but the boxes were soaked, so you didn't know what was inside.
Yeah, and for somebody, they make you buy the insurance when you buy a storage locker, and she had bought one for like $5,000, $10,000, somewhere in that range. And she's like, I opened a few boxes, and she's like, I couldn't do it. Because I ended up, we met her when we gave her paperwork back and stuff, and she's like, if any of it isn't destroyed, you're going to have a really good room. She's like, but I didn't even want to deal with it. She's like, I went through a few boxes, and I just said to them, I'm just going to do through the insurance. Because she was like, she's like, I didn't want to deal with it. I was so infuriated because it was
a disaster of a situation.
For her, it was, she just said, I couldn't, she's like, if hopefully some of the stuff survived. And when we started going through it, there was literally some boxes we were opening that there was 3 inches of water. But we got lucky because those boxes that ended up having the 3 inches of water were like plates.
Yeah.
And porcelain.
Well, I remember we were opening some of the Lennox boxes. There were a few Lennox boxes. And I would open them and I would dump out the water, clean out the inside, and I'd let it dry because that's what was going on.
But with porcelain though, it doesn't, it was fresh water. It wasn't salt water.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So it didn't corrode anything. So the stuff was just wet. It needed to be dried off. We got lucky with that because almost every box that was soaking wet, except for like 2 or 3 of them, were all those boxes, like with glass or this or that. So all of them were like good. Everything was sellable, completely 100% sellable.
Yes.
And there was also the best things, the scrimshaw. There was 2 pieces of beautiful scrimshaw, and one of them got one of them did get damaged in the water.
Yeah.
From the water, and but it still was sellable because there was damage on the back, not the front, which was lucky for us. And we were able to sell them because you're not allowed to sell them over state lines, so we were able to sell them
locally
because they did have years as well. They weren't made within the last, I don't remember how long. They were like antique, so they were like from the 1800s.
Yeah, it was the late 1800s.
And you weren't able to sell them.
They were after 1930.
Yeah, but you weren't able to sell them over state lines, regardless.
Yeah, regardless, over state lines is a no-no, but after 1930, any,
Yeah.
because it's illegal. That's when the law came out.
Well, no, the laws actually came out at a different time, but whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
I just know I went to Phil Weiss and I asked him. He said I would love to be able to sell them for you. He's like, but recently they made a law within the last like 10 years that you weren't allowed, even if it was antique, you were not allowed to ship it over state lines. He's like, you could sell it in your, as long as it's legal to sell in your state, you could sell it in the state, which he said you guys can. I mean, if it's illegal, I told them sorry, but
wasn't that where we found the statue of that lady? Like
we found the statue.
We thought she was
we'll put that
pure
one.
ivory. I'm gonna put all of those pictures in there.
There was beautiful stuff. She wasn't ivory. She was a reproduction, but she was beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
If it would have been the original piece,
so amazing.
If it would have been the original
amazing.
piece, not the reproduction one,
oh my god,
it would have been thousands of dollars. But there was Louis Vuitton bags, 2 of them. There was what else was there? Oh, the Ajka glass.
Oh yeah, the Ajka.
We haven't found that.
It was
stuff.
cut crystal, and it was like
it's called Ajka
part
glass.
of it's dyed. So I'm sure like at least 75% of households in the 90s had them because.
Just Google Ajka glass. It goes for like $30 a glass, 20 to 30 bucks a glass. It goes like 20 or 30 bucks a glass. And it's from Czechoslovakia usually, I believe.
Yes.
And they don't really make it. I don't think they make it too much anymore. So it's like kind of collectible now.
Yeah.
I don't know the price anymore because this was 3 years ago. Because this was about a year and a half into us buying lockers.
About that, yeah. It was just after the winter. It was like February, I think.
It was like a year and a half after it started.
So there is that.
So we're gonna show you some of those pictures now.
Yeah.
So then, we had for the next 6 months, same thing as before.
Yeah.
Good lockers, bad lockers,
Nothing
good
crazy.
lockers, but we weren't in a rough spot. She started working like full time, like as a nanny at this point, because we were doing okay, but it wasn't enough to support 2 people consistently. So she got the full time job as a nanny, and I started doing this full time, and we were doing a lot better, and we weren't in a bad spot at all when we bought this room, but it was. I remember
it was actually. Hold on. It was on our 2-year anniversary. So 2 years ago today, we got this room.
This was the best room still to this day.
So good. Oh my god.
The room that we just got for $10, in my opinion, is a better room because it was easier and faster money.
Better profit.
But this room, no, it was a better profit because technically we spent.
Oh, there was less overhead. Yeah.
Less overhead. So this room, we've talked about this room a million times on this channel.
So good. It's definitely it's on our top 10. So go watch the top 10 video.
It will always be number 1 probably, unless we find a room with bars of gold in it.
Oh my god.
So this is a story. I've told it multiple times. I'm a lot taller than most of the storage guys, and at the time, I was a lot more hard-headed 2 years ago, where I didn't give a shit. I didn't give a fuck. I would buy any fucking room.
Oh my god.
I didn't care about mattresses. I didn't care about furniture. I didn't care about any of that stuff.
Just went all in.
All in. It was good. It had its ups and its downs. It's a lot. The business we run now is a lot more steady, manageable, productive.
Structured.
The business then was insane, but it was more fun and more profitable, but a lot more losses at the same as well.
You guys would have thought we were out of our minds if we were filming back then.
Oh, it was crazy.
My god.
It was
This is the room that made us think about starting a channel, I think.
It was. This room was like, man, imagine if we had this room on Storage Wars. So this is what happened. I'm taller than most of the storage buyers that were at this auction. Not all of them. There's a few, like at normal days, there's because David's around my height and Jose's around my height. But for some reason, all the short guys were there on this day. Everyone was like a good 6 inches shorter than me. Because I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
So everybody for some reason on that day was shorter than me. And It was a 10 by 30 room. It was huge. And it was on a Friday, which is good for people like me at the time because I was not doing flea markets at the time. I did not do flea markets. We did
like
yard sales.
One or two. No, we did one or two, and then we were like, let's not. It's too hot.
Yeah. But we also did a lot more yard sales because we could go up at my dad's house and go to his
Mm-hmm.
pool. And we still make $200-300 at a
Yeah,
yard
so
sale.
it was just kind of like, let's get rid of some extra.
Yeah. But, okay, so I looked up above everyone. I was on my tippy toes like this. And I saw a helicopter, a gas-powered helicopter. And you'll see a picture of it. We're going to show you. Because we finally found a picture of it. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, if somebody can afford a gas-powered helicopter, they have money. Because gas-powered helicopters are not a cheap hobby. You know, it's not like...
Especially back in, like, 2013, 2012.
Oh, yeah, because all the drones and stuff now...
Yeah, now
probably,
it's commonplace, kind of.
Yeah.
The good ones are expensive, but...
But, it was... I was, like, in my head, I'm like... But you have to realize what was in front of it. There was just garbage bags, garbage bags, garbage bags, garbage bags, garbage bags, garbage bags,
I
garbage
had
bags.
nightmares about garbage bags for like a year.
But I said to myself, I'm like, somebody had money that owned this room. First of all, it's a 10 by 30. So that means right up front, you have to have $600-700 to rent it. You can tell it's been there for a while, meaning somebody invested $600, it was like $650 something a month. I remember looking it up online. So every month somebody was almost paying half of their rent, like half of a normal person's rent. So I'm like, that means that somebody had some type of money. And then with the gas powered helicopter, I'm like, you know, that's not a cheap hobby. That, because I know a guy in my building that does the gas cars, but he has a really good job. He drives a really nice car, so he has money.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
not a cheap building to live in.
Our building is not a cheap building. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I was like, because at the time I was like this. I was like, fuck it. I'm buying it for whatever it goes for.
Let's just do it.
And then the auctioneer Don is like, 200, 200, 200, 150, 150, 150, $100, $100. Come on, somebody, $100. Then he's like, $50. That's the lowest I'm going though.
Poor
We
Don.
will throw it out, $50. So I said, I was like, yes. Meanwhile, I would have went up to $1,000. We had like $1,500 on us.
Sorry, Don. We would have gone very, very high on that one.
But we ended up, because the other guys don't like to work on Fridays, because usually they're doing the flea markets on Saturday and Sunday.
That was a huge room to clean out.
So they only had until, this place only gave you till Sunday.
They actually extended us a day out of courtesy too.
No, that's because we bought another locker that day
yeah,
too, on top
we bought
of the
another
10 by
locker
30.
around, and then we got an empty locker around the corner to just transfer everything because...
No, we had to buy, because we had a, in the same facility actually, we had a 10 by 15 foot locker. And we filled that one up really quick. So we had a 10 by 20 around the block from this one. Literally, you go this way, make a left. Because not only did we have to finish emptying out the 10 by 30, we also had a 5 by 10.
This is the back in the day when Corey used to buy like 5 lockers in one day and just YOLO.
Yeah. But as we were going through it, you'll see the pictures we're going to put up after I'm done babbling. But there was a $1,600 pen. There was a bunch of Mont Blanc pens. There was a bunch of vintage stuff.
Oh
To get the gas powered, there was 2 or 3 gas powered helicopters, a gas powered car, jewelry,
Those were the days.
tool. Like I remember telling you guys about there was a multimeter, but it was like a $350 multimeter. There was a BMW car cover that sold for like $180, and it was all fucked up.
And like 90% of the stuff that was small and like...
Oh yeah, there was a sterling silver little box that was done by...
They fell out.
And there was like a little sterling silver box that was done by some famous artist that we sold. It was like $3 worth of silver. We sold it for like $400.
Wait, we have a picture of that. I think we have a picture of that. I mean, this stuff, like, they were falling out of the garbage bags. His friend Trevor was helping us out, and he's just like, hey, is this good?
We found her ring.
Oh, my ring. This we found like a month and a half later too.
Yeah,
Looking
because
through a suit jacket.
oh.
Come on, Lando.
Okay.
Lando might knock
were-
the tripod over.
We had just finished going through. Oh, this is what happened. So after we bought those 2 lockers. After we bought the 2 lockers, I went through our locker first. The 10 by 15. I went through that one first.
Yeah.
Because that one was half filled with stuff we had for, that we were selling on Craigslist and stuff.
Yeah.
So that one,
We condensed a lot of that.
but we had like half of that one was full with the $50 locker that, So we went through all that first. And then at the end of the 10 by 20 was the other locker we bought.
Yeah.
So that took almost a month to get through all that stuff. Because as we were going through it, you have to realize, as we were going through it, stuff was falling out of trash bags. So you had to go through every nook and cranny of every trash bag. Like, you couldn't just, like, look in a
No.
bag and be like, okay. Like,
You have to check every single piece of wire, everything.
there was no, like, bag of clothes that you could be like, look in the bag and be like,
No.
oh, this is just clothes. Everything had something in it. We found a paper. Oh, I hope I have a picture of that one. But there was a roll of uncut $2 bills.
Should have a picture of that.
Yeah, it's on. I think it was on my Facebook. But there was a roll of uncut $2 bills that was literally in with the bed sheets. Like, what? So we ended up having to go through everything. Like, I'm talking everything. But so it ended up taking us 3 months to get through everything. But at the end of like the month and a half, 2 months after we bought the lockers, when we found the ring in a suitcase, in a suit, in a sock in the pocket,
September 28th.
in a sock. So July,
2.5
August,
months.
September,
Yeah.
2.5 months later.
September 28th.
So in a sock, in a pocket of a suit.
In a sock in a pocket.
In a sock, in a pocket of a suit.
Walking in my pocket.
There was just gold, fucking gold, gold. All of it was 18 karat gold. I made the not even a rookie. It was just overexcited, stupid mistake.
I'm so excited.
I went to a jeweler and I sold it all for like 6,000, 5,000, 5,000.
4,500.
No, it was more than that. It was 4880 or something like that. And it was like really like $9,000 worth of gold. Like if I would have sold it on eBay and sat on it and did it the right way, but I didn't because I'm an asshole. I just got really excited because at the time I had gotten really sick from the locker.
Yeah.
We had a bag of chemicals that spilled.
And it mixed.
And like it fucked up my lungs. So we had only bought like a few lockers here and there, plus we had this one to go through and everything. And
A lot. And he was still getting more lockers too.
yeah, I was still buying lockers. But we were also paying a lot of different bills at the time because we had the two big lockers every month, so it was like fucking $1,000 a month in overhead for just that.
It was so crazy.
Not
guys.
including any of our normal bills. So that was another $1,000 on top of everything for BS. And like I said, I got sick, so I was just kind of like excited, and I was like, you know what, I need money now. Meanwhile, if I would have sat on it for a little while, we could have made double the money. But you live and you learn. And that was
definitely
a good 2-year anniversary though.
That was the biggest learning experience of our life.
That locker taught me so much about the game and what I needed to change and what I needed to fix.
No, please don't knock that over.
Get away from the tripod.
Oh, okay, so here are the pictures.
So here are the pictures. Boom! So, after that locker and everything, I kind of went into like, I guess like a depression, whatever.
I was working, so we didn't have to do as much on eBay.
And we were making like money, and I just kind of went into like a depression.
Yeah.
And it lasted for a while. It lasted. It was so lightning.
Yeah, it's because there's thunderstorms.
But I went into depression for like a long period of time, and business started going down, and I don't know,
We got comfortable with the fact that we had a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just, okay, we have enough, we don't need to keep getting more, we're okay. And then it became, oh, we should probably start looking now, we'll start looking next month.
And then it just became like,
Snowballed.
It snowballed, and I became depressed, and I was just in a really bad funk for a while, and I couldn't really get out of it. And then the thing that really started the channel for YouTube idea, I don't like going to live auctions. That was one of the reasons I was depressed too. I hated going to them.
Yeah.
I don't like dealing with the people. They're nice. Most of them are nice people.
We're not like big crowd people.
Yeah, I don't like being in big crowds.
Crowds are hard for us. We get overwhelmed.
Especially when I'm not drinking, and I don't drink anymore. And even back then, I wasn't drinking as much. So, obviously, I wasn't drinking during the working days either. So, like, the only time I really ever liked going to, like, big and crowded areas is if I knew I was going to be drinking, because I was more, social lubricant. You don't see sober people dance.
It doesn't mean Michael.
So, whatever. And I decided, let me give online auctions a shot. Because if I could buy units online, I don't have to go to as many live auctions. My plan was never to buy 90% of the units online. That was never my intention.
That's the first one we bought.
The first locker we bought online.
The anxiety that went on that day.
We didn't know how bad or how good it was. And we were buying a room in North Babylon, which was out of our... We didn't know anything about.
Yeah.
We never really went that far out east. And so we decided to give it a shot. And we paid $690. No. Yeah, $690.
Yeah, it was $690.
No.
No, it was $690.
Wow, both of our good units then with sneakers were $690. That's weird. So we paid $690 for the room in North Babylon. And when we got there, I was really anxiety because I'm like, in my head, I was like, "There's none of the sneakers are gonna be in the fucking boxes. We lost $690. No chance in hell we're gonna make it back." And we get there, and the first two boxes we opened were fucking empty.
I was like ready to throw up.
I was like,
it was freezing cold. It was the dead of winter.
Snowing. It was snowing.
It was upstairs in an outside
with
building.
No heat.
Oh my god! Great facility.
It's a beautiful facility. It really
but
is.
Oh my god! I was like ready to cry because it's the first time we spent a lot of money
on one
room, not in one day, in one room.
Because in a day we've spent.
On something we couldn't even see in person.
Yeah.
We couldn't even see it in person. The anxiety of the bidding. Oh, please. Oh, I'm reliving the anxiety right now. I'm getting really fucking pissed off. I'm like, they're not fucking in the boxes, you motherfucker. And you try dealing with him when he's pissed off?
And I was like screaming.
Please.
And then all of a sudden I noticed in the back there was bags. So I'm like, let me look in these fucking bags. There was more sneakers than there was boxes.
And I went from crying anxiety to crying happiness.
0 to 100 real quick, as the kids like to say.
As the kids, those kids these days.
Went 0 to 100 real quick.
Old man Corey.
We have a picture of it. We should put up a picture.
I have a few pictures if I can find them. I think I have them. Just ones because I used to really be able to sit down and professionally do my pictures. Nowadays, we get stuff, we want it gone.
But there was Was it 19?
No, it wasn't 19. There were 12 pairs. We didn't get like a high amount of sneakers.
Oh no, okay.
Until later on.
No, but there was 12 pairs of perfect size.
So
Perfect size though.
labs.
They were what, like 9s, right?
They were 10. Like 10 and a half.
They were perfect, whatever it was. They were perfect
my
size
God.
in almost brand new condition, most of them.
And they were ones that people were looking for. Rare
ones.
3 Lab 5s. My favorite pair.
Oh, those
of
were
sneakers
worn one time.
To date.
Those were worn one time.
Oh God.
One time those were worn. And then there was,
Beautiful.
I don't even remember. There was so many. So, but that's when I said, you know, people really like to watch us if we did YouTube. I was like, because we were posting pictures online, and like people kept commenting, like, "Oh my God, that's so cool! Oh my God, I can't believe you found it."
Really, we had done sneakers, but not like.
No, we weren't specifically
actual
looking for sneakers though.
This is what started.
So we're gonna try and show you pictures of that. So we might cut, we might not. We'll know if we look. So, with the success of that, we decided to start hunting sneakers.
Mhm.
And the next room we bought, that one we found like 20 pairs of sneakers. All size 13. My size. But they were all rare sneakers. They were like Nike Flyknits.
I'm gonna put in the pictures for this one. That was the gold and black mellow ones.
They were my size, brand new, never worn.
Oh, they were beautiful. They were actually our profile picture for our like page for a really long time.
I was gonna keep them, but at the time we needed the money, and they sold for like $250.
To this day, sometimes I'll just be sitting there. I wish I didn't sell those.
I still say it all the time because I'm not gonna pay $250 for them, whatever it is. But so from there,
it just snowballed. It snowballed.
We used that because a lot of other shit happened in between that room, the 690 room, and YouTube.
Mhm.
There was like a year difference, about a year and a half.
Well, we started the YouTube in November, which was November of that year. But we didn't put anything on YouTube until January. We filmed the stuff in December, but we didn't put it up until January of the next year, so a year later after that.
From then to when we started making YouTube videos, a lot changed. My car that I loved forever broke down. My dad had gotten cancer between. He survived. Garage guy, you know, but he had cancer and survived. One of my friends killed himself, and a lot of shit happened. And I needed a fresh start without like a fresh start. So we ended up telling the facility to auction off our stuff from our locker, from our 10 by 15. And we decided we're starting new, and we're gonna get rid of most of our overhead, because at this time my dad was starting to get better, and we got 2 vans, so we had a lot in his garage. So we said, you know what?
We took the most important things out, and we just
we took the important stuff.
We said, listen, there's stuff in there.
Yeah, we left really high quality furniture and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but it was just stuff.
It was a money maker.
Big money room. We just at that point we just couldn't deal with it anymore. So we said to them, auction it off, please.
Yeah.
They were like, no problem. They're like, you can't rent here again. I'm like, I don't really care.
We kind of got banned from that place, but they were really, really understanding about it, and it helped us. It helped our conscience. You know, we actually helped the storage buying economy because somebody was able to make money off of that.
Oh, we left really high quality furniture, but I didn't want it anymore. I got to the point I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Like the furniture, the big stuff. So from that point on, I just started buying little rooms, small, nothing bigger than 5 by 5, and I did that for like a year.
Yeah, about that. We didn't start buying big rooms again until just recently. Actually, that $10 locker probably is the biggest room that we've bought.
Because in between there, we bought a bunch of big rooms too, and they were good rooms, but not great rooms.
Yeah, they were.
And they produced a lot of, just waste, because it cost us a lot of money to dump the stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't making sense.
So it was just, like I said, I just got stressed. We had a lot of other shit going on, and I couldn't deal with it. So we ended up getting to the point. We got the room. Remember when it was snowing and my dad wanted to kick my ass?
There's a lot of times that your dad wanted to kick your ass and it was snowing.
No, with the baseball cards. The Dominican cigar box. My friend that killed himself was Dominican.
Those.
And the first locker we bought after he killed himself was there was Dominican cigars in it.
He was Dominican.
And he was
obsessed with baseball.
Yeah, he loved baseball, so
it was just kind of like a sign, like, you're on the right track, you're going there. The locker gods sent us on our way.
And we paid like $100 for it, and it was like $2,000 worth of stuff.
It was great.
So it was a really,
awesome.
really good room that we needed, and it helped us continue to just keep buying those little, because it was only a 5x5, and it was a really profitable room. And then we just kept buying, and then we were like, it was December or whatever, and we're like, you know what? Let's just film a room. Let's just see what people think. So we filmed the freaking room. And most of the stuff we got was negative. Like, you guys don't know how to use the camera. Hold the camera sideways, you idiots.
Reddit was like, they were rough. They were a brutal crowd. So if you're just starting and you want to start a YouTube channel, Reddit is rough, but a lot of you came from Reddit and we love you.
But
love you.
People actually liked the concept though.
Yeah, it was.
We ended up getting like 3,000 views in our first week, and we were like, holy shit.
I didn't know what to do with that.
We were like, holy fucking shit.
I was like, what?
We were like, what?
People actually want to watch
they
us
were
clean out a locker?
They were criticizing us, but also saying cool stuff.
Yeah, they were still watching it.
Learn to use the camera.
So we did.
And we did. And then we got lucky with the other $690 room from Long Island City with that one had 20-something pairs of Jordans plus 100 and something jerseys.
God, that was beautiful.
And all the hats and everything.
Here's some pictures of that.
And then from there, it just snowballed, and we got the episode 5. That was our first, I guess, viral. It wasn't really viral. It got like 40,000 views in its first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But it was weird because the first like week or two, it didn't really get much traction. And all of a sudden, one day we came home because we were out or something. Oh no, we were at your. No, we weren't at your birthday. We were somewhere's birthday. Sitting at somebody's birthday at Chili's, and all of a sudden, our views were like
creeping up.
And I was like, wow, we got 5,000 views in like a 24-hour span, and we were like, what?
Crazy.
And so from there, people were still criticizing, get better cameras, this, that.
Yeah.
And we really took.
And to all you jokers that got mad because I got excited about finding money.
Yeah,
money.
We paid.
Wouldn't you be excited if you
found money?
What
did we
pay
for
money?
That? We paid like $250 for that room, something like that.
Yeah, like we found money.
We paid $250 for the room and found like $200 in cash.
Plus, I'm gonna get excited.
Plus, there was like $400 or $500
there
worth of
were
change.
Comic books. There were collectible
Everything.
action figures. Come on, I'm getting excited.
And but like we really tried to take what you guys told us.
I'm not even gonna say criticism because it wasn't criticism. It was every critique that you guys gave us. We took it and we built on it. Everything that you guys want, we try to incorporate, and you have helped make our channel
better.
That much better.
Like the ending where we tell you the
recap. Yeah.
We never even thought of that, and then everyone kept saying, "Well, how much did you make? How much did you make? Do a recap." So then we started doing the recap. We figured out what camera worked best. A lot of people complained about how unsteady it was. And
So we got a gimbal.
we got the gimbal specifically because you can't be steady when you're cleaning out a locker. You cannot. We tried. We sat there.
We got like steady cams, and
we could have been steady, but it would not have been good. It would have literally just been one shot like this. Because when you're walking around and stuff, and you're like looking through the locker,
and then you get excited, and it's just over.
So we took that. We bought the gimbal, and we've taken everything. We
want you to keep telling us. We love when you guys tell us what you want.
And we try and shut the damn birds out.
Yeah, dude.
So we had a bunch of episodes from 5 to 14. And then we hit episode 14. I guess, I admit it is a
13 and 14.
But 13 didn't blow up until after 14 blew up.
That's true.
But I guess my title was clickbaity, but technically it was true.
No, we did find $1 trillion.
I found a fucking $1 trillion.
I don't know why people are saying that's clickbait. We found $1 trillion. It was not American dollars.
We never said USD.
If we said USD, that's clickbait, okay? We found
trillions and
40 trillion. We found 40 trillion Zimbabwe
No, we were
dollars.
quadrillionaires.
Well, yeah, 40 quadrillion. See, we could have gone quadrillion, so.
But we found $1 trillion Zimbabwe bills.
Loophole.
Even though all these people on the video, oh, that's Zimbabwe money. It's worth 10 cents.
How about your coins, babe?
Hold on. I'm not even up to that yet. Go look on eBay. Zimbabwe bills go anywhere from $40 to $60, and we got $50 a piece for them.
Yep.
So.
Be nice.
And then the coins. I want to kill you all. No, really. All of them. Look, talking to you guys.
Because we know that you're still watching.
The machine does not take silver coins. The Coinstar.
And it doesn't take rare coins because most of the rare coins are too old.
It doesn't take gold coins. It doesn't take any of the old coins. All it takes is current modern U.S. currency.
It goes by the weight.
Yeah.
So if the weight is off, which silver is different, gold is different.
The old pennies are different.
And really old pennies are different weight than they are now. So.
Yeah, the Indian heads.
I was pulling out decent stuff. I pulled out like 3 or 4 silver quarters. So I don't know what you guys are talking about.
But in all fairness, coin people,
we do love
there probably was some pennies because the back wheat pennies.
Yeah, the wheat
did
pennies
go through.
He was wrong about those.
I was wrong about that, but Indian head pennies do not go through.
No, they don't.
The silver nickels, the silver dimes, the silver quarters, do not go through.
They spit them back out.
But the pennies, the wheat pennies, I will give you that. But in the same breath, I don't know what I'm looking for with pennies, so I'm not gonna sit there and go through
thousands of pennies,
thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pennies when I don't know what I'm looking for. I would rather somebody else who's a coin person find them on the other side.
And we're not gonna sit there and roll thousands of coins.
No, it's not cost.
If you want to do that, that's awesome. Good for you.
It's not cost effective for us. It's not a personal collection.
No, it's
literally
not.
The next day we were buying another locker. This was before because we film almost all of our lockers now.
Mm-hmm.
We try to. But at this time we were not filming all of our lockers. The next day we had to clean out 2 other lockers. And the day after that we had to clean out more.
So we needed to fund this and we needed to get everything done quick.
Because that locker was not cheap. That locker was $410.
Yeah.
But we ended up making, I can't remember exactly, we made at least $3,000.
Oh yeah.
It was probably closer to about $5,000 or $6,000, but I'm just gonna say around $3,000. But it was about 4 or 5 from what I remember. But you know what happened?
Can go watch that one.
But you know what happened with that? That was before we started doing the recaps, though, and that was one of the videos that people started saying.
No, that was when we started doing the recap.
No, we didn't do recaps. We did like the spread at the end, showing.
Okay.
We didn't recap the prices.
That's right.
And that actually, episode 13 ended up catching fire because of episode 14. Because 13 was a $60 we paid for the room. There was like 40-something pairs of sneakers.
And go figure a year and something later, almost a year later, that video randomly featured on Top 5 Trends. Shout out to Top 5 Trends.
Shout out to Top 5 Trends.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. And then So from there on,
It was just climbing up.
from 14 on, that's when we really started getting like I guess a following on YouTube. Like we had people here and there that would be consistently
What's
commenting.
our sub count as of this moment in time?
But from episode 14 on is when like you guys as a community
Yeah.
really started like
Getting active.
it feels like a real YouTube community because
You're family.
I'm part of a lot of different YouTube communities. Like I started doing it because I watch YouTube every day, all day.
And I mean, we do like we've become friendly. I'm not gonna say we're friends with people. We chat back and forth on Twitter with certain channels, and I mean, I have a few friends that are getting into the YouTube game, are established in the YouTube game, and it's a huge community.
But from episode 14 on, we've really developed a community. And I love it. I enjoy doing it all the time with you guys.
We're at 10,921 subscribers.
So we're almost at 11,000 subscribers. In episode 14, we were at 1,000.
By the end of the week, we should be at 11,000. So.
But that was pretty much our first 4 years of business summed up.
It's only took an hour to get that.
It's going to be another 40 years of doing this. Hopefully you guys stay along for the ride because I'm going to do this. I'm going to make videos and do lockers.
No matter what.
Even if I decide to like get a real job.
As long as there is one person out there watching, as long as there is one person out there buying our stuff, we will keep doing this.
Yep. But I'm going to always buy storage lockers, even if I decide to get a real job, which I don't think I'm going to.
He's going to be an old man. He's going to be 90 years old. I'll take it for $10.
But it's what I love doing. It's fun. It's an adventure every day of my life. So I love doing it. And it's going to be 40 more years, hopefully, if I don't die.
I'm stuck with you for that long.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm screwed, you guys.
But
just kidding.
Thank you guys for watching.